It stopped. How does the new intro? Uh, Very climactic, I would say. So kind of crazy. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you. I know I should be on Whatnot right now. Can everybody hear me okay on the new setup? Anybody on the YouTube side? I think we're good. Well, I should be on Whatnot right now. Crazy week. I didn't have time. Loud one. Good thing you got a volume. I'll see if I can turn it down a little bit. It should be on Whatnot right now, but it was a crazy week. We had to all good. Good to see you, Beecham. FSJ, how are you guys doing this week? How are your eBay sales? Jason, good to see you. How are you guys doing on the eBay side right now? We're going to go over ours and some pretty cool sales that we've had. David made it. Good to see you, David. But we got a crazy week here. I did all the cleanup in the garage. That was a lot. But then our oldest son is going off. He gets to go to move into his dorm next week. He moves in there, so he gets to go in like a week or two early because the band has to start practicing. So it's going to be really fun next week getting him off to that. So we've been spending a lot of time getting him prepared to do that. So it's been really hectic around here. So I didn't have time to like get all the hats ready and do a Whatnot show. But still wanted to make sure I got the YouTube in this week and finally got it in on Saturday night. So glad to see you guys here. Yeah, ours are not awesome. I stopped some promoted listings and restarted them and moved them around and changed it a little bit. See if that get a little boost, but it's just the time of the year. Have you been listing? I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to list to make sales, right? And that's one thing we have been doing. We've been listing. We're right at 50 a day right now, and we've got like 400 or 500 ready to be listed, which we need to get knocked out. But getting it listed is half the battle for sure. Any great sales out there? Anybody have some like tremendous, awesome sales that they want to talk about? Remember, if you are on the X side or the Instagram side, come over to the YouTube side and you can chat with us here. Yeah, I got him a funny story about the hat that I sent. He took one of my favorite OU Nike hats, and so he was wearing that, and then he didn't tell me he really didn't like it. I wish he would have just told me earlier, and I got him a different one. But he finally said he didn't really like that one, so we got him a Jordan hat. And but I keep telling him he needs to take a bunch of these OU hats up there and just put them in his dorm room and post them on Instagram or something like, "Hey, I got OU hats for $20. If anybody wants to buy an OU hat, meet me down in the lobby, and I'll sell you an OU hat." But he hasn't. I don't know. Maybe he's not desperate enough for $20 yet. So maybe he'll come around to my way of thinking, and I'll send him off to college with a stack of OU hats to sell in his dorm. I don't know. Can he get in trouble for that? I don't know. Is that soliciting? Will he be in trouble for selling hats out of his dorm room? I guess there's worse things to sell out of your dorm room than hats.
Yeah.
We'll make him the local Norman hat dealer. All right. Sales. First, let's talk about the giveaway, right? We've got some pretty good hats that we're going to put on the wheel. I picked them out this week because I know everybody loves a good polo hat. So we definitely got a polo hat on the wheel this week. We've got a cool Los Angeles Dodgers Nike hat that's going to be on the wheel. This is a really cool one. I did put an awesome vintage one on the wheel. Look at this Smith & Wesson. This is a really cool vintage trucker hat right here. I think that one was going to do really well. Smith & Wesson. And then I put the Dead Stock Marlins. And a really cool hunting hat right here. It was the original Coon Dog wear. Thought it was a pretty cool little hunting hat right here. So we're going to put all those on the wheel. We'll definitely draw that and see who the winner is at the end. First, we will talk about how sales are going. Nifty, how are you doing? How are your sales, Nifty? You sold anything great this week? Let's get to our sales. Mary's going to bring it up for us. We're still down like 10% for the last 30 days. Oh, we're lagging.
Is it over now?
Yeah, we're good. Go to the next one. LA Script, how much did you get for it? Yeah, some of those OG hats have been doing really good. They kind of changed their business model, though. I think I don't know that he's really selling anymore, but that was a good little find for a while on Whatnot. So sales down. We're down about 9% for the past 30 days. 65. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're down about 9%. Today it's been a little bit better. I took this probably 2 or 3 hours ago. We had about $600 in. So hopefully today and this weekend will be good. Good, David. I'm glad to hear yours are doing well. Anything in particular that you've noticed that's doing well? Go to our categories. You can see everything for us is down except for college. College is the only thing that's really doing awesome right now. It's up like 30%, 27%. But NFL is still just kind of flat for us as well. Haven't really sold anything NFL wise. So it's been kind of tough, but college is definitely picking up. Like we talked about the last couple of weeks, it'll continue to do awesome. Yeah, jeans are good too. I bet the jean sale is a little bit slow right now. I bet September and October is a lot better in the jeans market. All right, let's go to what are the best sales that we have. This is probably why college was up. A vintage Oregon Ducks, and what I want to point out on this one is it went for $90, but it was new with tags, it was a new old stock. It still had the tags on it. And when you're looking at comps and you have something that still has the tags, you can't really compare it to the other things that without tags that have sold. You got to make sure you mark up your stuff that has tags. You got to mark it up quite a bit and make sure you're getting a premium price for it because they will pay for it. That's a lot of that's some multitasking right there, love. So this Oregon Ducks did really awesome. This kind of arc design. There's all sorts of the game hats out there, and you just got to kind of know. You're not going to find maybe this exact one that's sold. You might now since I sold it, but you just kind of got to gauge how cool is it, and then kind of go from there. I do always have Oregon. How is it the people in Oregon always have the hats? Because I swear I have this theory. That the hats migrate to Seattle, Washington, and Oregon. I think they make like this big trip across the United States, and they all go up there right before they head overseas. Because almost everybody that I've made connections with to do like bulk hats, a lot of them are in the Washington and Oregon area, and it seems like hats filter that way. So I end up with several people in that area, but and then I get a lot of Oregon stuff that way too because they just happen to pick that up as well. So it's kind of crazy, and you will notice I do get a lot of Oregon stuff and sell a lot of Oregon stuff, but it's crazy that a lot of the vintage hats end up going that way and end up in those whether it be Goodwills or wherever or rag houses or wherever they end up with the hats. So it's kind of crazy. That's my theory. I think it's like the last stop in the United States before they end up in the Philippines or they go over to Asia. That's my theory. If anybody can back that up or has any more evidence for my theory, I'd like to see it. All right, what's next? This one was awesome, and I got lowballed on this hat for almost a week. I kept getting $50 offer after $50 offer, but this vintage Coca-Cola Red Hot Summer sold for $70, and that's how much they go for. Some people undersell them for $40 or $50. I think I picked this up on Whatnot for like $30 or $40, but I knew that it was like a $70 or $80 hat, and sometimes you just got to hold out for that price. But this is kind of like a big logo Coca-Cola Red Hot Summer hat. It was really, really cool. So $70 was right around the market on that one. The World Is Yours, and this went for $62. And if you look this up, this isn't like a huge band. I think it was like a YouTube. It's a music hat, but the broader thing is, if you have the only one of something, I say it all the time, and nobody else really has this hat out there, and it was really kind of an obscure song, an obscure band. So I left it priced up. It really only took like a month or two to sell.
How do I qualify to have house as an official member?
Love the $1.99. There's two tiers. You can go to the membership, and you can sign up for the $1.99 tier, and that gets you in every week when we do the live show. We do a drawing for a free hat, and that gets your name on the wheel. And for every month that you're a member, you get your name on the wheel again. So just the $1.99 tier gets you on that. The $19.99 tier will get you either a hat shaper or a hat in the store. Hat in the store under $40 every month, or you get a hat shaper in whichever size that you want. The thing about the hat shaper, let's brought it up. I got a bunch of hat shaper. I finally got a hold of my guy. I think he's got the printing press heated up for me, so I should have quite a few hat shapers incoming. Running a little low. I'm still gonna be able to fulfill everybody's order that's coming up, and I've sent several out last week. YouTube. It's on YouTube. So I think I might. Yeah, I will always make it cheaper to get a hat shaper on the YouTube membership, but I might sell like one or two of them on Whatnot. Every Whatnot show, maybe for like $25 or $30. Haven't exactly decided, but yeah, we'll check right before we do the drawing, Love. And if you've got the $1.99 one or the $19.99 one, we'll put you on the wheel. All right, so that was an amazing hat. I think if Nifty's still here, I think I got the pink one from the OG, and I had this rice hat. The college New Era hats are hard to find. Make sure you keep them priced up if they're in really great condition, $30 or $40, because finding your college team in a New Era fitted is really, really tough to do. So for these two hats, got about $74 for this combined order right here. This was a great one. The pink was a really cool color in the LA too. So what else we got?
San Diego Padres.
San Diego Padres. What I want to say about this one's $54. It was used. It was still in pretty good shape. It wasn't that great of a brand. It didn't say on here, but this was like Twins Enterprise. And it was kind of like a big logo design. It had the embroidery that was on the actual bill, and it had the big logo. It doesn't matter sometimes. It's more about the style a lot of times rather than the brand of the hat. Some people will pay up just for the style, and this one was just really cool. Had the really big logo, San Diego Padres. So I kept it priced up. I think I took a $54 offer. I think I had it priced around $70 or $80. Twins Enterprise typically isn't that great of a hat. Somebody was just talking smack about it this week, actually, how they make junky hats. But I got $54 for mine, and it's just really about the logo on the hat. and how cool the logo was. There you go again. Oregon Ducks. And the little duck guy, the one that looks like Donald Duck, he does really, really well, especially on the vintage stuff. I always price up whenever I have the actual duck guy. So $54 was really awesome on this hat as well. This is why my college was up, because I had some really good college hats. Another combined order, and this is the benefit of my store. I have so many fitted hats of the same size in there. So I kind of get lucky sometimes. Oh, they're different sizes. 7 5/8 and 7 1/2. Well, they're close. Maybe they thought they could fit them both. But it was a really good sell for 2 MLB hats. And I told Mary last week I was not gonna let you guys in on this. I was like, I'm gonna hold some secrets, but I know it says only $22, but I really think the market is ripe right now for Abercrombie hats, and to go up to like $30, $40, $50 finding cool Abercrombie hats. I priced this one around $30. I took $22 offer, and it sold in 6 or 7 hours. It sold super fast. So I think Abercrombie is coming back. I really think that the sales prices are creeping back up on it, especially the vintage Abercrombie stuff. If you have it, and that's why I kind of wanted to bury anything like that on this live. I probably won't bring up Abercrombie again. So probably the last time I talk about it, because I end up getting sniped out for stuff like that all the time. But I've sold like 3 or 4 Abercrombie things in the last week. And I think I'm going to keep pushing the asking price up on it. I think I'm going to be closer to $40 or $50 next time I list a good vintage Abercrombie. And I'm going to keep seeing how much it'll go for, because I think it's really kind of coming back. And I think this is doing really well, especially these. You can just tell on these Abercrombies too. Some of them are just really, really great quality on the hat, and they were just really well made in the 90s, and they were expensive back then. But I think the sales price is really creeping up on these. So keep a lookout for them. Pick up the vintage Abercrombie dad hats. I think they'll keep going up. I think I kind of undersold a few this week, and I'm going to raise the sales price. I'm going to try. Toronto Maple Leafs. We talked about this style before. This split bar. I may have undersold this one a little bit too, but $60. This one sold almost immediately, is why I say I may have undersold it. But it sold for $60. This is the game. They call it the split bar because the logo in between where the line is kind of split. The logo's there, and then there's 2 lines on each side. So you got kind of a split bar action right there. $60 in a few minutes, and I may have undersold that because the NHL hats, especially in the game and the split bar, were really, really hard to find. I probably should have been closer to 100. But if I would have been at 100, I might still have the hat right now waiting for $100. So it's hard to tell sometimes when there's not an exact comp out there. All right, what's next? Carhartt. Even the winter hats are selling in August. This was it was new with tags, so it was in really great condition. The vintage winter Carhartt hat had the ear flaps on it. And when it gets cold out there, and you find these used quite a bit, don't sell these for $15 or $20. Wait for $30 to $40 on these hats, because they will sell for that much. And this is almost one that you can kind of flip out there. People will sell these for $10 or $15 all the time on eBay, but it's one of those that you can arbitrage eBay sometimes, get one for 15 or 20, then wait for 40 or 50. Yes. We were at the bins last week, David, and Mary was standing by this Gap hat. I was like, pick that up. I was like, we want that too. We want the vintage Gap as well. I think it's doing really well. Great point right there. It's a good one too. We haven't listed that one yet, but it wasn't that great of a hat. But if they're vintage Gap, I think it's going to be good for you too. What's next? Patagonia, $55 on this one. This is the Patagonia that's kind of a lightweight material. Had the really long bill on it. It's kind of a fishing hat. These typically live between $50 and $100. There was somebody else. The problem with this one was somebody else had this exact color on eBay, and they had theirs priced for like $30 or $35. I thought was crazy. Maybe they sold theirs, but I was like, I'm asking $50, $60. I'm at least going to be double what you're asking on yours because I know that they sell for that much. But the Patagonia do really well, especially the long bill ones. Anything besides regular Patagonia is definitely a look up. Oh yeah, this one was really cool. Colorado Rockies corduroy hat. If it would have been October or November, I probably could have got closer to what I was asking for it. It was a slow day, so I took a $45 offer. I probably would have rather been around 60 or 70 at least. But corduroy just kind of slows down until October, and I went ahead and took it. This polo hat, $58. Sold almost immediately again. Got it on Whatnot for $20. Flipped it pretty quick. It was vintage, made in USA. I might have been low on this too. This may have been a $100 hat as well. But the army green, I think, sold it, and just the polo spell out right there is really cool. It's a great hat. Band stuff. I sold another fish one today. So this fish hat, there's a bunch of fish hats out there for $20 to $30. But nobody had this red one that was a flex fit. So I priced mine for $50. And it sold. So, and it was a little bit older. It wasn't like the new kind of mass produced junk, but I just didn't have the same one. I priced mine up and I got it. So, band hats are really good, of course. And I will always tell you to push the upper limits when you have the only thing of a band hat or a movie hat. You got to see what somebody will pay for it. Might need another Gatorade.
Minnesota Twins.
This one, this is kind of a lesson in multi-quantity listings. I also want to put this up here because I sold several of these on Whatnot for like $20. I'm trying to sell mine as fast as I can for 40 or 50 before people from Whatnot start listing theirs. Gray with the green fish. Yeah, that one was really cool too. This one, so these are both multi-quantity listings. And here is the secret to multi-quantity listings. Take the low offer when you first get it. You list this for $40 or $50, like I have here for these. These are dead stock. The California Angels is definitely cooler. But if you have multi-quantity listings and you have best offer, go ahead and take that first $20 offer. Show that it's sold. The customer may or may not be savvy enough to look up and see exactly what it's sold for. But once you have, now you have it for $45 and you have some proof that it's sold and somebody else liked the item, then they're going to think, well, they just sold it for $40. They bought it for $45. I might as well get it for $45 as well. So several of these are multi-quantity listings. I happened to buy out some dead stock hats and listed them as multi-quantity. And what I'm saying is try to get that first sale as fast as you can to get that listing up to the top, and you get some kind of, there's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. Traffic, kind of, I don't know, the consumer just sees that somebody else bought it, and so they feel comfortable paying that price for it too. It really helps. And these have been selling like almost consistently. After I took that first low $20 offer, they've just been selling for the $40 to $45 ever since then. So these were really good. Polo dad hats, I tell you guys to keep them at $20, especially if you have really cool colors. These happen to go for $26 a piece. A lot of people undersell this one too. And polo hats a lot of times come back in condition as well. So you're talking about an old polo hat that has a bunch of stains on it, is ripped up, maybe a $10 or $15 hat. But if you have almost a perfect condition polo hat, keep it around 20 to 25. It will sell. This was a good combined order.
Portland Sea Dog.
Portland Sea Dogs. This is one I see too. This had a really good size. So size 7.5 was awesome. A lot of people sell these for 20, 15, 20, $25. But so it had a really good size, and this one was wool, and it was a really cool logo. $46, a great price on it. Here's my other Patagonia tip. I got this one for like $15 on Whatnot too. And I don't get it sometimes. People that are so worried about getting those awesome vintage sports pieces, they are great. They do sell fast, but there's a lot of things like this Patagonia hat out there that's 40, excuse me, 40, 50, $60 that they just don't see the value in. And that's really where we come in and we can kind of scoop up these things like this Patagonia hat. Another crazy vintage fishing hat. This one just had this no worm on the front, didn't have a brand, didn't have anything really was special about this hat, but went for $35 just because it had this no worm on the top. Momentum, yeah.
Columbia.
Oh, it was Columbia? Well, that helps. I tell you, always to look out for this pigeon. This pigeon is a great staple pigeon. Both are excellent keywords. The pigeon hats are doing really great right now. They still sell really well. This one was in awesome condition. $35 on it. Vintage Nike hat for $35. This one was in great condition. You don't see this kind of Nike. It was kind of a bigger logo than you usually see on it too. That's it. All right. Love, did you make it onto the wheel? You may have to go to YouTube real fast and you can look up and see. All right, we will spin the wheel here in a second. Here's the giveaway for the members that we're going to do this week. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We got a polo hat, might be one of them. We got a Dodgers hat, really cool Dodgers hat. It is a flex fit. Got a cool vintage Smith & Wesson. We got the Marlins hat, dead stock. Again, probably $50 hat right here. $40 or $50 just because it's dead stock. Kind of like that Minnesota Twins in that other one. And that's really cool hunting hat, coon dog hunting hat.
Yeah.
All right. Wheel stays the same. Good luck, everyone. We'll get over to the. Do what?
Draw for the hat, right?
We got to figure out which hat first. Yeah.
Yeah.
6B, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. We're getting ready to give away a hat. All members, $1.99 level and above, get into the weekly drawing for a hat. First, we're going to pick which hat it's going to be. We went to the wheel, decided to do a random wheel pick from now on. I don't know. You know me. I might change it next week, and you might. I might have a row of vintage bangers back here to choose from. You just never know. But we're always going to give away a cool hat. We can guarantee that. All right. Which one's it going to be? Smith & Wesson. Oh, man. I didn't really want it to be that one. But it's going to be a cool one. Whoever gets this vintage Smith & Wesson hat right here. Who wants this one? Merry-go-round.
Are you ready?
Are we ready? Are you guys ready out there? You know what to put in the chat if you're ready. Wait.
kind of shuffle.
Shuffling it up. Computer laggy today.
All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we go.
We're ready. Really cool. Smith & Wesson hat is going to, oh my God. No way. Oh my God. It's going to the luckiest man alive. Congratulations, Nifty and Thrifty. Do not give up, FSJ. It's only $1.99. You will get there. You never know. One of these days, you might walk out to your mailbox, and you'll be like, "Hey, what's this from Hat House?" And you might just have a free hat, anyways. So don't give up. Really awesome hat right here, nifty, vintage Smith & Wesson. I really like this one. Kind of disappointed. I wanted to sell this one on Whatnot. I kind of wondered what to go for. Thank you, Nifty. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. If you need anything from me ever, thank you, FSJ. We'll definitely be back on Whatnot next Saturday. Don't know what I'm thinking about doing an all new era hat show next Saturday, but don't know exactly where it's going to go. I got a big vintage load of hats coming in this week. I might do like a surprise live early since we kind of were late, and we might open up that. I'm take you off the wheel next week, if you insist. But I'm just giving you a hard time. It's totally random. You won fair and square. But definitely be back on Whatnot next Saturday. Definitely be back here. I might try to do a live when I get my vintage boxes in to kind of look at that and see if we can find any good deals in there and see what kind of vintage hats we got in. And we'll see if we have anything good. Appreciate you guys always hanging out. Appreciate everyone's support on the Whatnot side too. We'll be back there, and we'll be back on YouTube next week. That is how the cookie crumbles. Thank you, guys. See you later.